Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Today is, what is today? The 24th, I think. Yeah. And it is, tired. Yeah. I'm very happy to announce I have a microphone. I'm not too sure if it works better than the microphone on the phone, but I'm testing it today, and I'm going to try to talk clearly in the midst of cars going by, etc., etc. And today is Zoey's Walk'nTalk. Not right now, but yeah. So we're at the curve here, and we were discussing the BREXIT thing, but I wasn't going to get political because I don't like getting political. It doesn't do me any good, believe me, when you open your mouth about certain things. However, I think it's like this. If there's a sinking ship, most people try to get into a lifeboat. The lifeboat is really important. And like, nobody wants to drown if you're on the Titanic. And look at Greece. It was thinking, did they have any solutions for Greece to get better, or England to have higher unemployment rates and sharing the wealth? No, it was getting more and more iconoclastic. So, of course, the people's referendum was a good point, that they could vote and use their power of numbers to allow the vote to be come on, Zoe. My husband, I don't know if he agrees with me. I think he's worried about, well, that collapsing of the economy is ridiculous. The only reason they're doing that is to punish the banksters, to punish the people even more. But they're punishing themselves, or should be, but they probably hid their money in some foreign Panama paper avenue of some sort, where their new world order money goes, the agendas. We're not sure if Belgium is working for the new world order, the 1% banksters, but it looks that way from a lot of accounts that I've read. I'm not too sure, but if it does better on its own, or back to normal as a sovereignty, as UK has always been, Britain has always been a sovereignty, then so be it. I was surprised the Queen, well, maybe not, wanted to go along with staying in the European Union, but I think there was high hopes for the European Union, but it didn't pan out. And the reason it didn't pan out is because there was too few people managing so many people, and that's not democracy. Even though you might want to try again, if there's no real results in a couple of years, I think it's a good idea to pull out. I mean, you can't wait forever. You can't lose your shirt, even though people are probably going to lose their shirt, because that's the way the economy goes up and down, and that's when they make money, because it's all done intentionally. This whole thing is like a big card game, a shell game. A house of cards, though, that's what a shell game is, a card game, because what happens eventually is that people get wise to the games that people play in high places with their money, treating it like it's not their money, and I can understand that completely. I really think that people should try to have more referendums and more public input. The problem with politics today is that not enough people are allowed to, or go into politics, or allowed to have a voice. Voices are stifled, and that's not democracy. Democracy is a positive thing, and it's a certain way of using diplomacy to get the results. But when things don't go normally, you can tell there's an agenda. When logic doesn't hold sway, you know for sure that there is an agenda. Why would there be an agenda? Isn't that beautiful, the little flowers? Snowball plants. Cute. The agenda, I guess, is the Fourth Reich. I would think so. I would think that the banksters have a plot, especially in Belgium with all those terrorists coming from Belgium, that they weren't policing it. I don't believe that. They policed a dime from space. You know that. So how can they not? They're just trying to control the populace that they fear. And they fear it because they know that they're not powerful at 1%, no matter how many guns they own. And it's because they've limited their own intelligence by only producing 1% power wealth in this world. And it's getting thinner and thinner till it's like 0.50 or 0.25. Then what happens? Then 0.001 of the population, which would be a half a person. No, it's just like, really, there's no way that that kind of organization concept would ever work. So their concept was poor because they allowed the banksters too much power and not enough policing in the banking system. I've had it happen to me. So I know exactly what's going on with the system. And I've lost thousands of dollars to my parents' inheritance because of mismanagement and agendized banksters who just basically use boil room tactics. I'm not talking about your average Joe who's the independent broker owner. They're probably coerced into their actions. I'm just talking about what exactly is going on here. And people don't get wise. It's going to continue to happen until one day there's no wealth at all for anyone. And the idea of wealth in the first place is sharing wealth. It's not to have a have and have not society. Because when we do that, we are going to limit ourselves in the long run. We're going to be like that 1% holding out fear as their major concept. That's not a good concept, fear. It never has been. It doesn't work. We can't operate from fear. That's not a good operating system. I mean, you can have defense and you can have offense. What you need to do is have diplomacy. And they don't use enough diplomacy in this world anymore to make it work. And I'm not talking about whining and dining the 1% rich in the exclusive clubs. No. Yeah, sure they can have that, but I mean, that's not going to be our main bargaining tool. It shouldn't be. We need grassroots, more organizations that have real power, and not just throw a couple of pennies this way and see how they do, kind of laugh, ha ha ha, you know. Well, we're all aware of that sort of mentality and the sort of brutism of how the vulnerable are treated. I have a book I'm writing about it, and I hope one day to be able to be strong enough and brave enough to publish it, because when you do publish, a lot of times backlash, but that's the fear happening, the fear motivation. And wow, are they ever doing a lot of work here? Nice smelling cedar chips or something there. Yeah, so because it's wet, it's smoldering. Anyway, I do hope that we get back to a system that was answering to the public and to the public's autonomy, because they've taken away the autonomy by taking away the power of finances and the ability to earn money, and especially that they just want controls. If they control the money, they control the power, and then they don't fear for their, I don't know if they feel what kind of mindset. I can't understand their mindset, but it's obviously not operating from a situation of normality, right? So if you think about it, 1% are probably psychopaths, and they're running the world. We're run by psychopaths that have these odd New World agenda orders and are using science, technology, and all the money they have to produce a plethora of evil rendered unto the people who have become the enemy. I don't see how that is ever going to work for them either. I don't know. But nature works itself out. It always has, it always will. Hey, this is... Where are you going? Let's go over here. No, it just gets my ear up, definitely. And ire, or ear, whatever. And I do hope that someday people will wake up and realize that all people, big and small, have to be accountable for their actions. And when they are using the system to cover things up, we know we're in big doo-doo. Right? And we need to regroup and rethink the strategy. Okay. Yes, dear. Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. I'll be right there. Gotta go anyway. Have a good day, guys. Good luck. You're up.